students, this is your tutor Namonga, and in today's tutorial we are going to be looking at environment 2 for the grade 9s. So we have environment 1, which is grade 8, and that looks at pollution, okay, the 3 types of pollution. Then this environment we're looking at is environment 2, which is grade 9, and this looks at the 3 cycles of the biosphere. Okay, so we have 3 cycles of the biosphere, and those are the nitrogen cycle, the oxygen cycle, and the carbon cycle. When you get to grade 10, we'll add the water cycle, but for now, you just focus on 3, which is nitrogen cycle, oxygen cycle, and the carbon cycle. So we'll be answering a question from 2020 specimen. Okay, so the environment there, the first question, question A is, apart from the nitrogen cycle, name 2 cycles in the biosphere. I think from my preamble, I've talked about this already. So apart from the nitrogen cycle, we have the oxygen and the carbon cycle. For B, what is the importance of the knowledge of cycles in the biosphere? Okay, so before we answer these questions, let me just emphasize that spellings are very important in science because names are very specific here. So if you just miss out one letter, it means the whole name has changed. It means you'll be talking about a whole different thing. So your spelling should be accurate. It's better you don't know how to pronounce the word, but you should be able to write it correctly. Struggle with pronunciations, but your spellings in terms of writing should be very correct. So B, why is it important for us to know the cycles in the biosphere? And that carries 1 mark. So it is important for us to know the cycles in the biosphere, for us to appreciate and know the exact function of each organism in the ecosystem. What do I mean? These things are interlinked. For example, if we're looking at the oxygen cycle, how is oxygen produced? Oxygen, for it to be produced, we need trees, okay? And these trees are affected by human activities such as charcoal burning, okay? So now, if there's cutting down of trees, meaning the oxygen cycle will be affected. If the oxygen cycle is affected, meaning even the carbon cycle is what? Is affected, because we're going to have more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere because there are no trees to take in this carbon dioxide. And as a result, we experience what we're experiencing now, where there's global warming, the rain patterns are very pathetic and all that. So the importance of the knowledge of the cycles in the biosphere is that for the humans to understand the importance of each organism in the ecosystem and how they are what? Interlinked. I hope you've understood that. Then we'll go to C. Give 1 importance of water management. So under the environment 2, actually you have the cycles and the cycles, and then you also have water management. So why is it important for us to manage water? It is important for us to manage water so that we always have water for constant supply. It is hard to do without water. I think you can go a day or 2 without power, but you can't go a day or 2 without water. Whether in the village or the town, it's just the same. You need water to do everything. And for that to happen, we have to manage water very well. Especially for, in fact, anyone who is, let's say you're doing dishes. I've seen some people where someone is washing dishes, you're still scrubbing your dishes, right? But you leave the tap running. Is that right? I don't think so. You first scrub your plates, your pots, whatever. Then when you're done now, you open the tap and start rinsing. And like you just leave it running when you're not even using the water. Okay? Even someone washing the vegetables, they will open the tap and wash leaf by leaf. I'm not saying that's wrong, but I think you can put water in a dish and wash properly there. Let's change the narrative. Your generation should do better. Okay, for question D, suggest 2 ways of effective water management. How do you think we can manage water well? Number one, you can see from the news and whatnot, the government has put in policies to build dams, okay? So you can build dams so that livestock and maybe nearby farms can have water for irrigation. And we can also put up water reservoirs for future use and just to harvest water. I don't know if this happens in Africa, but if you check our friends in the Western world, they do harvest rainwater. Okay, so this was from the specimen, and now we're going to look at another question under the environment. Let me just flip. So I'm getting these questions from daphloids. You can get daphloids from Kabwata, or you can get them at City Market. This should be 20-25 kwacha depending on where you buy. They are very important because, do you know actually the key to studying? Like for me, if you watch my videos, you never see me going through notes. No, let's do these notes. That's wasting time. You learn in class, your teachers give you notes. When you're done with that, you study using past papers. That is the key to people that do well. You study using past papers. You understand more and cover a lot, and like reading notes. Personally, I have never studied using notes. I study using my past papers from my secondary all the way to my university. I think it's quicker like that and more smart. Okay, so there I have my question there. It's also under the environment. Okay, so the diagram below shows a simple oxygen cycle. Okay, question A. Other people will say number A. There is no number A, ladies and gentlemen. We only have question A. It's a letter. A can't be a number. Say question A. Don't say number A. So question A, identify the process that occurs in plants to produce gas 1. So have you seen gas 1? Where that arrow, gas 1 is going to oxygen. So what process occurs in plants to produce oxygen? That is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a process by which plants make their own food to produce oxygen and glucose in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll using carbon dioxide and water. So process 1 is photosynthesis, and then identify the process that occurs in animals to produce gas 3. Okay, what process is that? That is aerobic respiration. Now, aerobic respiration has another name. Okay, so when you watch this video, I want you to inbox me the other name for aerobic respiration. Maybe I might buy your bundles if you get it right. What is the other name for aerobic respiration? Okay, let's move on. Please, now the spelling for aerobic, it should be correct. Aerobic is spelled as AEROBIC. That's aerobic. Write the word equation for the process that occurs in plants to produce gas 1. They like this question. You should be able to write the word equation for photosynthesis. Let me see if I have space here. So for photosynthesis, at your level, grade 9, you just need to write the word equation, not the chemical equation. So you need carbon dioxide. I don't know if it's clear. Okay, carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight. Even if your handwriting is as ugly as mine, the important thing is it should be clear. I don't think anyone will struggle to read what I've written. Carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Spelling is very important. Chlorophyll has double L. Will give us oxygen plus glucose. Again, what is the other name for glucose? Yeah, you can text me the other name. You can comment in the comment section of my inbox. Tell me the other name for glucose, and also tell me the other name for aerobic respiration. If you get it right, remind me to get you some bundles. So you have carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll gives us oxygen and glucose. So that is the word equation for photosynthesis. Okay, let's move on. Okay, apart from the process in plants and animals, which other processes use oxygen? Okay, apart from the processes in plants and animals, which other processes use oxygen? So oxygen, we use oxygen for breathing. No, so if they remove oxygen, we're all dead. Okay, if God decides to remove oxygen one day, we're all dead. So we need it for human life. And for these cars, for a car to move, for combustion to take place in a car engine, you need oxygen. So now, what is gas 3? Okay, what is gas 3? Gas 3 is simply carbon dioxide. Explain the importance of oxygen cycle in the atmosphere. Why is the oxygen cycle important? I think we've already explained this, not so. The oxygen cycle is important in the atmosphere to balance up the oxygen levels. I mean the carbon dioxide levels. So, for oxygen to be produced, a plant will need to take in what? Carbon dioxide. So, meaning if the oxygen cycle is not there, we'll have a lot of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. And do you know what carbon dioxide does to the ozone layer? It eats up the ozone layer. And when the ozone layer is eaten up, that is the extreme heat we get to feel and the disturbance in the rain patterns. So the oxygen cycle has to be maintained. How is that going to happen? Let's preserve our forest and let's plant trees, even just in the backyard. Do some guava trees, mango trees. Don't just be wanting at no, tizagola rain season city markets. No, let's plant in our farms and our homes. Okay, like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.